going to be my zone here. One night, maybe 2 nights. Real nice evening here last night. Sort of a mystery, kind of with metaphysical connotations. First, the owl hooting down here. The owl is my totem. It gives me direction and me. Fills my spirit. It's been a while since I've heard the owl. And so next we have over here, something was coming up this way, smelled me, saw my camp or something, and sort of started a heavy breathing. Like this. It wasn't a deer. They do it through their nose. And I don't think it was a bear because it wasn't big and guttural, and there was no noise with branches or anything associated with that. Now even a little later, the deer were walking through here unfazed by my presence. There are animal trails in here, going down to a creek. I've been down to that creek. I don't know if it's running this late in the season, but this animal came from this direction, and I searched all of these trails for any signs, footprints, and didn't see any. So down here in the sand, I did see some cougar tracks, and they're fresh, probably from last night, and that was probably a cougar over here. Originally I thought it was a bear. Okay, here's one big track. Here's another. So they're going in this direction. And these are fresh because I know these tire tracks are from yesterday. There was a banana peel in my camp, brand spanking new banana peel, and it was from yesterday. So this cougar, my thought, just came right down through here. Yesterday, I thought of climbing up this draw this way into this upper basin, which actually drains this way. These are Paiute crags. This is Humphreys Peak here. And this area is probably the closest, most forested area to Bishop. Now, referring to the metaphysical aspect, this is somebody's home back here. More than one somebody. And there's not much of it right here. I feel this owl was drawing me away from it, not to go back there. And that's kind of how I feel right now. It's heavily forested. Yesterday when I got here, there was some trepidation about going back here. Like I needed to tell somebody in town where I was, just in case something went wrong. And now I have this owl sort of giving me connotation not to go that way. It's what I feel of this sort of mystery. Alright, this is kind of my favorite bug out place. I was here, I think, 3 weeks back and had the cougar encounter. And so we're into the second week of October and we've had some snow up here. Not necessarily at this elevation, but it's a little chilly. I expect it to be mid to low 30s up here tonight. I wanted to go to a different place, but we're expecting some weather, possibly tonight and most likely tomorrow. I think that this just might be one night, depending on that weather. So what I intend to do right now is just hike up to the ridge line, or maybe up the draw. These are the Paiute Crags, buttermilk area over here. This is a well-worn animal route here. And if there's water down here, it's called Horse Creek. honestly, what I think is mostly coming through here is cattle. There are deer and there are some local animals that come through here, but the impressions are big and deep. I'm on the other side of the small creek. I'm rounding a bit of a slope, and I'll go up from here. There's a nice one. I'm on an animal trail, that's for sure. And so we've got bears and cougars here. It's a little close in here with this shrubbery. And here we've got the changing the leaves from the aspens. And there's a spring down here, year round, most likely. Here's my draw. And I see some really neat rock formations back here. I just have to get to the top. I'd like to get on this side here. Okay, just cruising through this ponderosa forest here, and it's real easy going, and not much low shrubbery. Well, there's a nice pocket back here of trees and forest. I've just held a real slow pace. I'm not carrying any water. I figured that creek would be running, and I'm gonna hit that on the way back. There might be some back here, but we might be turning back soon. It was mostly a short exploratory trip. And what I really want to see is probably another half of a mile and 300 to 500 feet higher. That's where I need to go right there. So this is as far as we go. We're gonna wrap up, get back to camp and have an early dinner and see about these clouds coming in. This is my super flash, the Sierra Designs super flash. It's definitely a vintage tent, probably 25 years old, 20 years maybe. It's a 3 to 4 season tent, which you're hard pressed to find nowadays. With there's a mesh screen and also a window that zips up. Same with the front, a screen and then a door, and we have the full rainfly. So I'm just out experimenting with this to see how warm it keeps me compared to my other tents. And yeah, if it does drop anything, we'll see some snow or hail. I can feel it in the air. It's chilly. The only issue being the startup of this motorcycle tomorrow. I had some issues with cold starts, and the last 4-day trip it was fine. It sat out for near freezing nights 4 in a row and started up just fine. I had sun shining on it then. If we don't have sun tomorrow morning, it's going to make a big difference. The other thing is that I did change the air filter, which was long overdue, unbelievably. Just made it a new bike. Yeah, we're getting some nice breaks here with the sun. Still, it's coming. Just hope we have some morning sun. I'm on a hiatus from vegetarian camping. My last trip I had a tough time with my appetite, so we have chicken cheese sausage, macaroni and cheese, red onions, Brussels sprouts. Now, if that's not appetizing, I don't know what is. Chilly morning. Lucky to have the sun because there's a huge bank to the east and then another bank to the west. And got the motorcycle sitting in the sun, warming it up. I'm just gonna have some coffee and we're gonna pack up and go back home. And the owls were hooting all night up here. It was great. Temperature was down to freezing last night, and inside the tent, amazingly, it was 40 degrees. 8 degrees difference at ground level. This solid body walled tent makes a difference. And this is my bug out. I guess it's my favorite one from Bishop. Up into the trees, fantastic views of the entire northern valley, Owens River Valley. I can see Chalfont. I think I can also see all the way up to Montgomery Pass. And right here, I'm in a clearing of clouds right now. Probably soon to be enveloped.
Yeah.